Hey Gemini, this is Michael with your August 2022 reading. I already have some cards here on the table for you. Before we dive in, I just want to thank all of you who've supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It really is with all of your help that I'm able to continue putting out these messages and making these videos, so I really appreciate all of your support. I am really interested to see what comes through with the rest of this reading, Gemini, because we've had a lot coming into the month of August that is happening in your subconscious mind. And intuitively, spiritually, you may be feeling a lot of things stirring. And this energy can be very unsettling, but it might be hard to really place a finger on where exactly this is occurring for you or what exactly is going on behind the scenes. The reason you're feeling this way is because we have Mars, Uranus, and the North Node all coming together in the sign of Taurus, which is your 12th house sign. Again, representing your unconscious, your dream world, your spirituality, and ultimately how you release things, release energy. And it's almost like you could be shedding old habits or things that are no longer serving you. That's something that could be coming up as well. Although some of you with this Four of Pentacles could really be holding on to maybe habits or objects or material things to try and find a sense of stability or security. But I actually feel like, Gemini, whatever is shifting in your life right now, it is actually shifting things into place. And so we have a lot of things that make this energy a little tumultuous or turbulent, but what's very beautiful about it is that it's ultimately a redirection or recourse from the universe at large. And this is really helping you fall into your path. You actually do have two aces here on the table as well. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles is really showing up in your daily life and could be indicating a new start, maybe in home or career. This could also just be having a newfound sense of stability or achieving greater abundance. Maybe you're making some sort of commitment, especially of an emotional nature. And the Ace of Cups can represent new relationships or new commitments that are forming between two people. But to be honest with you, Gemini, the way I'm actually reading this Ace of Cups, especially showing up in your mind in this spread, it feels like you are accessing your intuition. You're having newfound clarity on something, or your intuition is just strengthening, even if you don't fully understand it. And so there's a lot of really cool and beautiful energy that is at play there. Mercury, your ruling planet, is actually going to be entering Virgo on August 4th. And Virgo is the sign of exaltation for the planet Mercury. So your ruling planet is really becoming very refined in the sign of Virgo and will be very potent throughout the month of August. Mercury is actually going to be entering Libra, your fellow air sign, on the 25th. And so there could be this creative idea. There could be a lot of creative expressions or just insights in that way. There could be new romance or new relationships that come in, but it's important to remember that Mercury is actually going to go retrograde in Libra. That's going to happen in September. And it will go back into Virgo at the end of this retrograde. So you might be getting this precognitive sense of things that are going to come during that retrograde in September and even in October. And you're feeling them or sensing them now, especially if this is pertaining to a new start or a new home or something with family. So there's some very interesting energy here at play. And there is so much focus on your mind and your communication right now with the Sun in Leo. Mercury is in Leo until August 4th. So there's a lot of focus on communication and understanding and learning. And I want to pull an animal card here for you too, and then we'll kind of go further. We'll dive deeper into this energy in just a moment. Wow, so we have the Beaver. And I actually really love this energy, and honestly it makes perfect sense to me with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and even the Four of Pentacles here, because Beaver, although this is a water element card, it very much is connected to the earth element as well. And I often think of Beaver as creating something that is heartfelt, but in the material world. And this does include things like home. There is something you are building or working on that will require a commitment from you as well. There is something about a long-term project or long-term commitment here with Beaver. This could also be signifying a relationship or a partnership, but it has more of a familial sense to it. And that makes, again, perfect sense with all this Virgo energy that we are going to be stepping into in August, especially when the Sun enters Virgo on the 22nd, the beginning of Virgo season, and the new moon in Virgo on the 27th. There really could be this really powerful window to manifest a home or even a family, if that is something that you are looking for, and really just come up with a long-term plan. And if you are working on a creative project, it's going to be a commitment. It's going to take some time. I almost think of a novel or a book with this energy. And there is a lot about communication. There is a lot about creativity for you this month too. So there could be some creative writing. Let's pull some more energy here. I think it's also interesting to note that we do have a full moon in Aquarius on August 11th. Aquarius, another fellow air sign, is really signifying your higher mind, your ideals, your philosophies, the way you look at the world at large. And interesting how, just as I say that, I pull the Tower, or the Tower flies out, and there's the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck here. The Tower often is a card that signifies sudden or unexpected change or tumult, but I actually am seeing the Tower show up in your mind, again, or communication. There is a major truth that is blowing something open, but I feel like this is actually a perspective shift, and we were just talking about the full moon in Aquarius. There could be a very sudden or unexpected truth that kind of materializes or appears in your life towards the middle of this month, and it's making you see things in a very different way with the Hanged Man. I did also pull the Sun or Knight of Swords and the Mother or Queen of Swords here as well. So a lot of air sign energy towards the end of this month. The Son of Swords is actually one of your indicator cards, Gemini, and it's very interesting that we have Mars entering Gemini on August 20th. This is giving you a lot of energy, a lot of drive, maybe even some agitation as well. There really is this sense of tension that I'm kind of getting. And it's almost like determination, wanting things to happen, wanting to get things done. And Mars is going to be in your sign pretty much for the rest of the year. Mars is actually going to be going retrograde in your sign in the autumn, or in the spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. But I really feel like this energy is activating a lot in you, and you want to accomplish a lot. You want to do a lot of things, and you might feel like you can't do it all, or that it's challenging, but Mars is supercharging you. And so while it's important to not overextend yourself or overbook yourself, especially for the last several months of this year, I really do feel like there's a beautiful opportunity to move forward with something. And for some reason, I think of writing with these two as well, looking at this sword almost like a pen. The Queen of Swords is very interesting to me as well. This is kind of the relationship between the mind and water elements. And so really tracking how your thoughts affect your emotions and your emotions affect your thoughts, and those kind of relationships here. I do feel like some of you are just very guarded as well. And maybe Mars, though giving you a lot of energy, is making you a little bit defensive, if not even aggressive in a way. So just be mindful of that. And I almost wonder if some of you are going to be a tower for someone else. You could be this lightning bolt that starts this wildfire for someone, or blows down these walls. Especially if there is a Pisces or a Libra or another air sign involved in your life in some way, you could really be some sort of catalyst for them. And when I see the Tower and the Hanged Man, this is also interesting. Because we do have Neptune in Pisces, and Jupiter is going to be going back into Pisces towards the end of this year as well. So you do have kind of this Pisces energy. You do have a lot of intuition, especially if there is like a creative project or career or field that you work in. But I feel like with the Tower, this very much does represent Mars energy again. And Mars is entering into your sign. I want to tell you to be careful to not self-sabotage. And when I look at the Son of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords, with the Tower and Hanged Man here, it's almost like you could make yourself so busy that it's almost like you're distracting yourself, and it's hard to actually finish things or accomplish things. And that might be a way that you sabotage yourself. So that's just something to be mindful of for the rest of this year. Your energy could feel a little bit scattered in that way. And I feel like when Uranus is stationing retrograde in Taurus on the 24th, again, towards the end of this month, there is this potential for sudden realization or a very profound perspective shift here. And you might be coming up with a new strategy with the Mother of Swords, whether that's a strategy for your relationships, for your daily life, or for your home, or whatever area of your life that is coming into focus this month. But there really is a lot of focus on communication and home and your private life specifically. So that is very interesting. I did pull some more animal cards for you as well, Gemini, and we had Tarantula and the Crocodile. And these are interesting energies, because they're both kind of ambush predators, although Crocodile is a bit more stealth-based. Crocodile kind of stays beneath the surface, and with its very slow metabolism can go a very long time without feeding. And so there's kind of this message of lying in wait and really harnessing your power. Even though there is this desire to act and to do, I actually kind of want to tell you to use your energy wisely. And we have the Tarantula here as well, which is an ambush predator. So there is more movement, there is more initiative here. And as you're moving through your day, it's almost like kind of sneaking up on things and going for the attack after you sneak up on the thing that you want. And it's interesting because I know that Tarantula in the booklet for this deck, it talks about writing and journaling. And I'm getting this major thing with writing for some of you. And if you aren't a writer, whether this is creative or nonfiction, it almost feels like journaling is something that is going to help you. And your writing is going to help you see things from a different perspective. This also reminds me of automatic writing. Some of you could be accessing your subconscious mind with the Crocodile here through writing exercises, or kind of just writing in stream of consciousness. And then suddenly there's just this epiphany, or there's this realization or answer that comes to you. But ultimately, I feel like this month is really powerful for you. And with this new moon, again, at the end of the month, this is a really beautiful time for you to manifest a new home. And another aspect that could really help you access your subconscious mind and your intuition is happening on the 16th. This is when Mercury is forming a trine with Uranus in Taurus. And so this is a really good time to access your subconscious and to see things maybe even from the early part of your life that you don't remember. There could be some sort of remembering in that way as well, and that might come through writing, that might come through journaling. Or that could even represent a desire to write that you haven't tapped into for a very long time. And with Mars in Gemini forming a trine with Saturn in Aquarius right at the end of this month, that really would be a beautiful time to commit to a project. Again, this Beaver energy, commitment is required here. But you are able to realize your dreams. And I feel like this month really is, in many ways, with all of this 12th house activation, you committing to and achieving your dreams. Whether you see that to fruition this month, or you are just redirected or put on that course, you are moving in this direction in August, or you have a lot of momentum. There are many currents that are helping you move in that direction this month. Is there anything else? Is there anything else for Gemini? I notice at the bottom of the deck here, for the Animal Spirit deck, we have the Golden Egg. And this card speaks of the heart chakra and reconnecting with your heart. And I think that's a good way to think of Virgo energy for you as well, being your 4th house, your house of home and family and roots and upbringing. I look at this golden egg, I see this nest, and it's almost like you're coming home to yourself. You're remembering some part of yourself. And if things aren't making sense logically, you might be overthinking certain things, especially with Mercury in Virgo and Mars in your sign. You might be kind of going back and forth on something. If you're having a hard time making up your mind or making a decision, the clarity you're looking for isn't a mental clarity. It is an emotional clarity. And that's only going to come by sitting and meditating on the heart. And I believe that the golden egg, the heart chakra, anahata, translates to as unstruck sound. And so that is really kind of this universal sound, this vibration that is inherent within you, that is always vibrating. So there is this very soulful, spiritual energy here as well. And the heart chakra very much represents a bridge between our lower 3 chakras and our upper 3 chakras. And so in many ways, the heart is the bridge. And I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, you are building a bridge between the life of your dreams and your physical daily life. And those are all the messages I am getting for you right now, Gemini. I hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Comment down below, what is it, this thing that you are committing to? What project or endeavor are you committing to? Write it out now. I do have all of my links in the description box down below, so if you're looking for a reading or Reiki session with me, you can book that on my website. I will warn you now, my schedule is starting to get a little bit spotty, especially in September, so if you do want to book with me soon, definitely do that sooner rather than later, just to ensure that you're able to get into my schedule. If you are interested in checking out the other readings, maybe for your moon or rising sign, there could be messages for you there as well. Ultimately, I just encourage you to trust your intuition and to pick the video you're drawn to, regardless of your zodiac placements, because ultimately those are the messages that are going to be right for you. Anyways, Gemini, I'm wishing you a very happy and safe August, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.